My best friend tried to dump my fiance on my behalf because she knew what was best for me. She didn't ask me. Sarah doesn't just have a key to my apartment, she thinks she has a seat on the board of directors of my life. We've been best friends since kindergarten, but for Sarah, friendship is a management position she never asked me if she could fill. She doesn't give advice, she issues executive orders. Last year, she walked into my hair appointment, told the stylist my choice was low class, and forced them to dye my hair a shade of ash blonde that made me look like a corpse for 6 months. Why? Because she knows my undertones better than I do. But the real management started when I met Mark. Mark is kind, patient, and successful, 3 things Sarah decided were dangerous for my personal brand. Within a month, she was vetting his Instagram followers. Within 3 months, she was calling him at midnight to tell him that I was secretly crying about his career choices, even though I'd never said a word. She started hijacking our day. She didn't even tell me. She just decided my engagement was over because she knew what was best for my soul. When I confronted her, she didn't even blink. She looked me in the eye and said, "You're welcome, babe. You were settling. Now, let's go get your nails done. I already picked out a color for your new era dot." That was the moment I realized Sarah didn't want to be my friend. She wanted to be the architect of a life she was too lazy to build for herself. She wanted to inhabit my skin without the work. So, I decided to give her the new era she wanted. I am a professional estate liquidator. My entire job is making people's lives disappear in 48 hours. While Sarah was at her silent spiritual retreat in the mountains, a trip she tried to guilt trip me into paying for, I went to work. I didn't just move out. I didn't just block her. I took her obsession with knowing what's best and I turned it into a liquid asset. While Sarah was at a weekend yoga retreat, I let myself into her apartment. Sarah's pride was her legacy collection of vintage Chanel, Dior, and Hermes inherited from her grandmother, worth over $40,000. She treats these clothes like holy relics. I didn't steal them, and I didn't burn them. I brought an industrial textile shredder. I spent the afternoon feeding her grandmother's $5,000 suits and silk gowns into the blades. I turned $40,000 of high-fashion history into a pile of multicolored fluff. Then, I bought 20 cheap dog beds and stuffed them with the remains of her status. I even turned her Italian leather boots into chew toys. I donated everything to a local animal shelter. I sent Sarah a photo of a muddy stray dog drooling on a bed stuffed with her shredded Dior. While she was still processing that, I called her landlord, told them I was her assistant, and said she was moving to Bali. I sold her designer furniture to a thrift store for $50 and blocked her number. When Sarah got back, she had no clothes, no furniture, and no apartment. I sent her one final email. "I decided this was best for your growth. You're starting over from zero. You're welcome, babe." She's currently homeless and screaming about betrayal, but honestly, seeing those shelter dogs sleep on her heritage is the most balanced I've ever felt.